And the United States says it's concerned about reports that Israel may revoke the travel rights of some Palestinians living in occupied East Jerusalem. Now we're joined now by Max Blumenthal. He's a senior writer at alternate.org and he's an author on the situation in Gaza. He joins me now from Washington, D.C. We appreciate your time. And the U.S. says it's concerned if this is going to happen. What action is the U.S. going to take if it does?
Well, the U.S. is all carrot and no stick. It will take no action. In fact, Secretary of State John Kerry was in Israel, Palestine, to discuss increasing aid to Israel by $1 billion a year, while the U.S. is stripping out $80 million of aid to the Palestinian Authority. This measure, proposed by Mayor Nir Barkat, who's always promoted Jerusalem as a united city, really puts the lie to that. And it also consolidates the policies of apartheid that have governed the lives of the 300,000 Palestinians who are residents of East Jerusalem. And now we see Netanyahu advancing it at the highest level. He's using the tensions and the chaos in and around Jerusalem as a pretext to isolate Palestinians further and to make Jerusalem an ethnically divided city.
Is there a point, do you think, at which the U.S. is going to become basically fed up with the way that Benjamin Netanyahu is handling this situation and is going to be forced to step in?
I really can't speak to that. I think the power of the pro-Israel lobby over politics in the United States is enormous, but we see opinion changing at the grassroots, especially within the Democratic Party. So perhaps at some time in the future. In the meantime, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is proposing stripping 80,000 Palestinians who are residents of East Jerusalem of their residency. And we have to understand how this happened, the process behind this. Israel built a separation wall around parts of East Jerusalem, of occupied East Jerusalem. So there are 80,000 Palestinians in Kufar Aqab and Shufat on the other side who receive no services. Israel inflamed tensions by doing so. And now that those tensions have boiled to the surface, it's a pretext for Netanyahu and his right-wing government to strip those people of their residency rights because they see them not as a security threat, but as a demographic threat to the ethnic purity of the State of Israel, and the U.S. is committed to protecting it for domestic political reasons.
You mentioned earlier that Palestine's president and the European Union's foreign policy chief have been holding talks in Brussels to try and find a solution to this. What kind of solution do you think should come out of that meeting?
Well, the Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas has been exposed as an arm of the occupation, and he's worried that this Palestinian revolt will turn on him. There's no one to negotiate with for the EU or the US. They're operating under the old hackneyed modality of the peace process, where they talk to Palestinian leaders. But this is a leaderless revolt of people, Palestinian people, average youth from the post-Oslo generation who've been betrayed by Abbas and who have been also, in certain respects, betrayed by Hamas and all the other factions. So there's really no place for the EU here in dealing with Abbas. The only thing they can do is start threatening Israel with sanctions to stop these provocative measures and to stop threatening to change the status quo at Al-Aqsa, which is exactly what the Deputy Foreign Minister of Israel, Tzipi Hotovely, did today, and that is incitement.
Max Blumenthal, a senior writer at alternate.org. He's also an author on the situation in Gaza. We really appreciate your time. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks for having me.
Now, a new report says